Shipping companies charge different prices, and some of you are wondering why that happens like that. And today I want to share with you some of the factors that they use to determine their prices. One, the airlines they use. Different companies use different airlines. For example, there is Emirates, there is Qatar Airlines, there is Ethiopian Airways. So different airline companies charge them differently. And in Uganda, none of us cargo companies or shipping companies have a airline or have a plane actually. So we are all agents. So we are charged by the airlines. So whichever the airline that they are using is what determines the price that they are going to charge you. And another thing is, second point is compensation policy. Some companies do not compensate their clients. For example, in case of losses of items, maybe your package did not arrive Uganda, maybe your package got damaged, your package, I don't know, okay, maybe a few pieces went missing. Some companies do not compensate. So you find that those companies charge very low prices or relatively cheap prices. And it's because their profit margin is very low, they can't be able to compensate you. And there are companies that compensate you in case of losses, in case of damages. So those companies charge highly to give them an allowance of compensation in case of any of those scenarios. Three, we have quality of services. Some shipping companies have very, very good systems, very good services as well. By systems, I mean maybe your package has reached, they are able to let you know in time, they are following a certain system, you are able to track your goods while they are in transit. When they reach, you're able to know. Like there is a systematic way that they do things, which needs to have a lot of people that are running that system. Those daily operations, day-to-day operations need to be paid for. So you pay an extra for the service, but you'll have a very good service. And the other way around, there are some companies that give a minimal service that is not so good, so they end up charging a very low price or cheap or fair price. So the first point is target market. Some shipping companies aim at high-end customers. And those high-end customers obviously pay some good money. They are charging them a high price. So whereby you will not see them. Should I give an example? No, you should comment it in the comment section. Um, whereby you will be able to pay a low price in another company, but you'll get a moderate service. And maybe you're not the target client of that high-end company that is charging way higher. Though there will be shipping companies that are charging very low amount, and you can maybe opt for them if you want a lower price. Um, though, just to add on, the good thing about the high-end companies, they as well have good services. That is just something that you should note. Five, is that five? I think that is five. The seasons. I think we've all heard of seasons, especially if you're a business person. You know, there are peak seasons and there are low seasons where business is not doing so well, business is slow. And then there are those seasons where it's at peak, there is high demand, the market is wide, and all that. So during seasons, for example, let's say for December, actually from let's say October, November to December, even sometimes January, during the okay, towards the Chinese holiday, which usually happens from the end of January to early Feb. There is crowding at the airline, which leads to high demand and congestion, hence increase of prices. And then during also December, like from October, November, December, that's peak season, so the prices are quite high due to crowding and congestion. And the airlines also increase the prices due to high demand. And then also there are seasons where the price is low because they are low seasons and there is no really high demand and whatnot. Yeah. Then the sixth, that is the type of cargo that you want to ship. In this, there are battery goods. I don't know if you've heard of that, but they are complicated goods. And those complicated goods in that line, there are battery goods, there are things that have magnets, there are things that have powder, there are things that have liquid, and then there are things that have gas. Some of the things that I've mentioned can actually not come by air cargo. And then some, like batteries, liquids, they can come by air cargo, but you'll have to pay an extra cost because they are as well charged an extra cost by the airline. And then there are things that are normal goods. We call them normal goods. There are normal things that don't have batteries, don't have powder, don't have magnets, don't have liquid. So those ones are called normal goods because they can come normally. Like these are goods like hair, oh, hair things like hair, phone accessories like phone covers, screen guards, um, things like spare parts that don't have batteries. Things like clothes, shoes, you can name it all. I have named a few. Packaging materials, things that don't have batteries. Oh, I didn't mention the battery goods also. There are things like that have batteries, like let's say phone batteries, things like trackers, phones themselves, laptops, things that have liquid. Let's say these creams, let's say perfumes, and many other things that you can think of. The things that can come by normal, of course, you will pay a lesser price for them. And then the things that can only come, that are complicated and can only come by battery goods, we call it battery goods, but it's generally by complicated goods. You will pay a little higher price for them because they are also charged by the airline. I know. Um, and then also to know more about that, you can check out our website to know more about our pricing, to know more about Jetline Cargo. You may want to know more about us. You may want to ship with us. We ship, by the way, from China and Dubai, and you can also inquire. There are our numbers. You can call. You can WhatsApp us. Yeah, and then check out our website. And then also, we are also on TikTok. Don't forget to follow us and to subscribe on our YouTube channel. Another thing, the next, I don't know now, it's the seventh. I lost track. But the seventh, if it is the seventh, government regulations and taxes. You may know more, you may be knowing, but let me just explain more about it. Government regulations are put on certain goods. For example, medical equipment. For example, drones. You need to have a certain letter for that. And then for medical equipment, you have to have the NDA papers to import certain goods. Like, mention more about that, but those are the few that I've mentioned. You need to have certain licenses, you need to have certain letters to allow you to import those goods to Uganda. So for those items, since we have to get the certain requirements that are required for them, of course you'll end up paying more money for them. And that is like uncontrollable. And then also for the taxes, there are goods that are paid that are charged high taxes because they are highly valued goods. For example, wigs, for example, certain furniture, um, and what else? Phones, yeah, phones. Some of them because they are luxury goods. Actually, most of them because they are luxury goods, and some because they are made in Uganda. So they are trying to regulate the importation of those certain goods. So they are charged high taxes which will end up paying a high price to import them. 8. Um, Director's call. A director may get up and say, me, this is the profit that I want on this consignment. Or this whole month, this is what I want to get from all these consignments. So you will end up paying a certain price, but because of the profits that the director wants to achieve or the goal of the director. So you may see different shipping companies that offer the same prices. That offer the same services, charging different prices. But that's basically it sometimes. I think maybe I've answered your question. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel for more of these educative videos. You will get to learn more about shipping, about cargo, air cargo, basically. By the way, don't forget, we ship from China by air cargo and Dubai. Thank you. Don't forget to choose the Flying Cargo to ship your packages. Thank you.